Right about 5:30 here on this Thursday, the breaking news: we're covering a huge warehouse that's been destroyed in Tracy, a medical warehouse containing all sorts of stuff you can imagine that's inside a hospital that needs to be taken care of in the health community. We don't know what's burning, but we do know whatever it is causing a whole lot of black smoke, a whole lot of flames, and they are jumping on this thing trying to contain it from spreading. There's lots of good news having to do with this. Yes, this building has been destroyed, but Marley, no one hurt. Everyone got out, meaning inside the warehouse itself and the surrounding area. It's mostly country. It's a lot of dry grass because it's so hot out there, but a lot of land out there without homes. There is a subdivision to the north and some homes every once in a while, but it's not heavily populated.
And really, you pointed out the key there, Tony, is that everyone is okay. Everyone was able to make it out. Just as we were rushing to get on the air just after 2:30 to bring all of this to you, the first thing we asked is everyone okay? Medline got all of their employees out. They have about 1,100 employees. Everyone was able to get out, so hundreds most likely were there at the time, able to get out. They're all accounted for. Amazon didn't release a statement, but did tell us that they as well were able to get everyone out of their nearby facility, because as you're looking from above, yes, you can see this is an industrial area. There's also a FedEx facility there as well. The embers were able to jump the road and get over towards the FedEx facility, where it burned some large pallets and even some cargo out there, but did not burn the facility. They as well were able to get all of their employees out to safety, and everyone has been accounted for.
Yeah, you mentioned the warehouse facilities there. There's a lot of them: Home Depot, Amazon, Best Buy, FedEx, a place called Zinus Inc., Williams-Sonoma, and what was that medical facility. On the ground now is our Nina Burns. She's been there since the beginning. Nina, what do you have for us?
I want to start off immediately. When they are tackling these flames, we do see them using a different approach now. So if we look over here, we know right now they're saying they can't attack it from the air. Well, it looks like they are attacking it from a crane. It was just moments ago. This went fully up. We don't see any water coming out yet or exactly what they're doing, but it is the first thing I noticed before speaking to you guys. And something that PD actually pointed out to me is the direction of this wind right now. As we know, it is blowing towards the other facilities. But if it were to be blow up, and there we see the water spewing out, trying to tame some of those flames. Again, we knew it's hard to get it up in the air and attack from above, but it looks like they found a way around that right now. But as I was saying, with these flames, if they were going in the direction of that crane, that would be right over the 205. So I know you were saying earlier, Tony, you have to be grateful for the lucky occurrences in these situations, and that is definitely one. But again, we know that this is a medical facility. Inside, they're still trying to figure out the chemicals. We know that many of those cargo trucks were full and remain full. They're trying to keep them from setting fire. Right now, all of this smoke has completely engulfed the sky. I think right now where you can see it really shows the night and day of the time of day and the beautiful blue sky to this massive, massive black cloud of smoke, and that just goes for as far as I can see down. And when I first arrived here, it was really just focused in the area of this medical facility.
And Nina, even as we're talking with you, we have a shot from above where we can see the trucks outside this area on fire right now, smoke billowing up into the air. Talk about how when you were out there earlier, you were hearing those explosions, and we've heard already from police and firefighters that because a lot of these trucks and even employee cars that are parked out there, a lot of those explosions that people were hearing, most likely the tires popping.
And you were the first telling me that, but when I was speaking to the chief, the fire chief, he said that was a big concern of his, to see if those trucks went into flames, because as I keep mentioning, he said he is not certain they were emptied of the materials that are inside of them, and he does not know what is inside of them. So to hear they're on fire, that was a big concern, and it sounds like that is the reality as of now. But again, it has been a bit since we've heard the large booms. They were almost shaking you on the ground at how loud and impactful they were. And again, he says that was either from going inside the building and the material, air compressors, or what he believes from seeing those trucks, many industrial tires.
Yeah, it's all about the angle of fighting that fire. And go ahead, if we can, show that crane once again, because they're trying to hit it from a different angle. Nina so astutely pointed out noticing the different tactics as she's been out there. So there's that crane, there's that stream of water that will be like that for a while, because the flames will be there for a while. From the ground and the air, we have this covered for you here on CBS 13. Charlie LaPastora is a reporter who lives in the area. Charlie, I know that you had some concerns about getting home to make sure your family's okay. I'm assuming they are. You're with us here on live TV. But just give us the feel of the people that you've talked to in your neighborhood who aren't too far from this.
Yeah, thank you for asking, Tony. Thank God they're good. I was able to go home after that live phoner earlier on Schulte and Lammers. Went home, made sure my family was able to pack up just in case we weren't able to stay where we are in Tracy tonight, and sent them north. My wife and son are okay, so thank you for asking. And, you know, talking about the neighbors, I actually spoke with a neighbor of mine, and they have a newborn as well. And, you know, basically what he was saying, he actually worked behind me here. He did a roof. He worked on the roofing here about 6 months ago. I called the complex where we live at to inform them that police are saying to be wary of these chemicals, because as you can see, this wind is blowing southwest, right? And so as crews are fighting these fires, this is just such an important aspect to remember. It is a medical facility. We don't know exactly all that was burned in there, so the importance of keeping your AC off. If you're watching this, if you live in Tracy, my fellow neighbors out there, keep your AC off and just stay tuned to this newscast to see what's going on tonight. Tony.
Very great perspective there on that, Charlie, because it really gives you the human aspect to be able to go home, check with your family, head them north. That's the good idea, too, because we've been also talking with meteorologist Brian Schofield, who's been talking to us about the wind direction and the wind going south.
Yeah, Charlie, is Charlie still with us? I hope he is. No, he's not? Okay. I was going to ask about just the traffic in the area once he was trying to navigate that, because as we saw in that Madison live shot, the whole idea of putting the fire out is concerning, and they want to do that. But
and Charlie was telling us too earlier about how difficult it was just to get to the area because of all of the backed up traffic. Also warning everyone just to stay out of that area, because a lot of those roads are shut down. Again, Promontory Parkway, and that's right near 205 and 580. A lot of traffic in that area.
What about the side streets? We had Madison up earlier. I think we're going to go to her live once again, right, guys? There she is, Madison. Has it gotten more crowded? Looks like it.
More or less, Tony. So this is one of the closures. This is what every corner around this warehouse looks like right now. A Tracy police car stopping traffic for these closures. So I want to show you the view that you're getting right now is looking straight ahead to that warehouse. This is Schulte Road. If you're familiar, these cars are driving, of course, away from the warehouse because you see the plume of black smoke in the background. This street is closed. These cars are, of course, leaving. No one can get in going towards the warehouse on Schulte Road. I'm standing on Lammers, which is near the Tracy Hills housing development, which I've talked to someone that lives there, and they said they have found some debris in their front yard here on Lammers Road from this warehouse. So that's how close we are, even though it looks in the distance. As we're coming in, the only cars that are getting through are what we're about to see. This is Alameda County Fire going towards this warehouse now. Traffic on Lammers, though, has let up significantly since we first got here. There's large signs at the end, each end of Lammers, that says that it's closed, as well as just news traveling quickly that around this area you're not going to get through. The other thing that we've noticed since we've been out here is, again, just the homes on one side, but the folks that are just staying in place. There's some rural homes, about 3 or 4 of them, but the properties butt right up to the warehouse, and they have just stayed in place. But again, this is what all 4 corners of this warehouse look like. You can't get in, of course. Folks can get out, and even as we've been standing here, you talk about just the smoke. Every time the wind sort of blows, we get a little peak of sun that comes through. And as you're seeing right now, of course, it's a little more overcast. I mean, this can be viewed. I talked to someone who lives in Modesto, and they can see it. Someone lives in Tracy, about 7.5 miles from here, and he says he can see it from out his window at his house.
Wow. Yeah, one thing I'm noticing, there are people in cars that have taken the detour, but also truckers who have had to move their trucks away from the warehouse facility that are there. So a lot of moving parts with this. Madison, thank you. Live on the scene. Covering another aspect of this, Marley, because there's so many different people and places affected.
Definitely, because the first things first, we wanted to make sure that any of the employees who were in that area, this is an industrial area, that everyone got out safely, everyone's been accounted for. You have the residential area that's not far from there, it's just sort of surrounding on the outside. Everyone there okay, no injuries or structure damage reported from anybody who lives around that area as well. But again, the roads in that area certainly closed off, just telling everyone to stay back, stay inside so that you're not out with all of that black smoke billowing into the air. We will be right back. Stay with us for this breaking news.